Hello friends. Now in the previous session, we have discussed about the industrial lighting and illumination. Now in that session, we have discussed about the industrial lighting and the standards that should be referred for the industrial lighting purpose. So one of the main standard is IS standard, that is IS 6665 1972. So in this standard, there are some details which can be utilized for the industrial lighting installation and for the calculation or for measuring the requirement for the various areas. So for various areas, different lux requirement is there, and that is why we must refer this IS 6665 for the industrial lighting. So what exactly the contents are? So I'm going to focus only the major contents of this IS 6665, which is directly related to the lighting and color. So this is the standard which is adopted on 8th August 1972, and it is finalized by the Engineering Sectional Committee. So Illuminating Engineering Section Committee, which is approved, and by the Electro-Technical Divisional Council. So this code, that is 6665, covers the principles and practices governing the good lighting for various industrial premises. So this code focusing on the principles and the practices which governing the good lighting. It recommends the levels of illumination and quality requirements to be achieved by the general principles of lighting. So it is focusing on the levels of illumination and quality. So the main contents or the major contents of this IS 6665 is the levels of illumination for the different areas or for the different processes. What are the general features of this industrial lighting? So we have already discussed some of the points, but I am going to repeat it in brief. That is, industrial lighting encompasses seeing tasks, operating conditions, and economic conditions. The visual task is the main task which should be done by the industry, and that is why the lighting is important. So visual tasks may be classified either small or very large, dark or light, opaque, transparent or translucent, specular or diffuse surfaces, flat or contoured shapes. So these are the different classification of the visual task. So that depending on the type of or nature of the industry, again, these tasks may be available or not available. So with each of the various task conditions, lighting should be suitable for adequate visibility. So this adequate visibility or the optimum visibility, optimum level of illumination is very important. So from the safety factor point of view, as well as to avoid the risk, which may be called it as physical hazards, because if the light is not present or poor lighting is there or insufficient light is there, then there may be a chances of incidents or accidents, and that is why this risk can be nullified with the help of the combination of daylight and artificial light. So optimum level lighting is required in the industries. So that is the safety factor. Then another thing is to increase the speed of vision. So sometimes we have to carry out some of the activities at micro level or nano level also, and for that purpose we have to speed up the vision. So to speed up the vision also, we have to provide a sufficient amount of industrial lighting. Then to also improve the overall environment conditions, because we in the previous discussion we have already discussed that if the sufficient light or the optimum light is present, then we feel comfortable in that working environment. If we feel the comfortable in that environment, obviously indirectly the productivity, the efficiency is also going to increase. The physiological factors or the physiological activities in our bodies also something done in a positive way. So that is the environmental conditions. So lighting system should be a part of the planned environment, contributing to the comfort and well-being of the users. So it is not limited to the visibility or the visual task or the safety factor only, but it is also related to the comfortness and the well-being of the users. Then what are the factors influence the good industrial lighting practices? So there are majorly two factors, quality and quantity. So adequate quantity of illumination, that is the basic requirement, and with good quality. So what is the quantity of illumination? So that depends on the area. So optimum performance of a given task and the lighting system should provide a sufficient light with reference to that area and with reference to that nature of activity. So if the desirable criteria for determining the quantity is clear, then we can easily calculate the quantity of the illumination or the light in terms of lux. If the sufficient light is not there or poor lighting is provided, then there may be a chances of eye strain, there may be a chances of some amount of risk, and which may cause the accidents. There may be a issues related to the luminous environment. There may be issues related to the visual performance of that operator. And in some of the cases, if the quantity is not properly distributed or uniformly distributed in that area, then also there may be chances of risk or the incidents or accidents. So distribution or uniform distribution of the light, then sufficient amount or the optimum level of light, that is nothing but the quantity is very important as far as this industrial lighting is concerned. The second thing is quality of illumination. So quality of illumination pertains to the distribution of brightness in the visual environment. So brightness is one of the important factor as far as the quality of illumination is concerned. So due to this optimum brightness, we feel comfort, we can easily see any type of object, part or the buttons, etc. And from the safety point of view as well as from the aesthetics point of view, this quality and the brightness should be at the minimum or the optimum level. Then we have to avoid the glare, because it again feel the discomfort and may have the issues related to the eyes again. So we have to avoid the diffusions, directions should be in a proper or in the single direction. Then uniformity of the distribution of light should be there. Then retention or the color should be as per the requirement. The luminance and the luminance ratios all have a significant effect on the visibility. So we have to control, we have to maintain all these parameters in a required manner. So what exactly these points are? So one of the point is luminous ratio. To achieve the recommended luminous relationship, it is necessary to select the reflectance. So this luminous ratio is related to the reflectance, and the reflectance should be maintained as per this table. So what this table gives us the idea. So if the ceilings are there, so for the ceilings 80 to 90% reflectance should be there in the percentage. If walls are there, then 40 to 60%. If desk, bench tops, machines, equipments are there, 25 to 45% reflectance should be there. And for the floors, less than 20 is not recommended. So 20% plus reflectance should be there. So these are the different reflectance percentage which is recommended from the IS 665. Then these values and the tables gives us the idea that is nothing but the lux level or the average illumination for the different areas. What is different areas? It is specially recommended for the industrial lighting. That is why these are nothing but the industrial buildings and the processes. So for example, there is a general factory area like canteens, cloakrooms, corridors, stairs, entrances, etc. Then the lux requirement is 100 to 150. For the factory outdoor areas, that may be a stockyards, main entrance, car parking, exit roads, internal factory roads, 20 lux is the minimum requirement. For the assembly shops, for the different work, there may be a different requirement. That is 150 to 1500. This is the range for the assembly shop. For the rough work, 150 lux. For the medium work, 300 work. For the fine work, 700. And for very fine work, 1500 lux is the minimum requirement as per the IS 665. So the examples are also given in that table. Then boot and shoe factories. So the requirement for the sorting, grading, cutting tables, etc. 1000 lux. And for the clicking and closing preparatory operations, lasting and bottoming, finishing and showrooms, 700 lux requirement. Then for the canning and preserving factories, the different activities are there. With reference to that, 300 to 450 lux requirement is there. And for the chemical works, 150 to 300 is the average. And then for the die sinking also, 150 to 300 lux requirement is the general or the average requirement as per the IS 665. Then for the foundries, 150 to 300 again, depending on the type of building and activities. Then for the inspection shops, under the engineering point, there may be a different requirement for rough work, 150, for medium work, 300, fine work, 700, very fine work, 1500, and for minute work, for example, very small instruments, then the requirement may be up to 3000 lux. Then for the iron and steel works, for the marshalling and outdoor stockyards, 10 to 20 lux. For the staircases, gangways, basements, quarries, and loading docks, 100 lux requirement. For the mold preparation, rolling wise mills, etc., 150. And for the slab inspection, conditioning, cold strip mills, 200 lux requirements. So you can observe, depending on the activity, depending on the process, depending on the operations, and depending on the area of work or that building, the lux requirement changes. Then for the laboratories and test rooms, there may be a requirement of 300 to 450 lux. Then for the machine and fitting shops, 150 to 700 lux requirement, depending on the rough work, medium bench, and fine bench and machine work. Then for the paint shops and spraying booths, 150 to 700 requirement, depending on the type of activity again, like dipping, firing, rough spraying, 150, rubbing, ordinary painting, spraying, finishing, 300, fine painting, spraying, finishing, 450, retouching and matching, 700. Then for the sheet metal works, the bench work, scribing, pressing, punching operations, 200 lux, and sheet inspection requires special lighting and special requirement for this lux. So depending on the industrial area, depending on the activity or the operation or the process, the lux requirement is different one. So you can go through this IS 665 for the more details. Thank you.